But I see certain things like when you was talking about the disrespect, the things that I seen from Joe and Royce talking about them niggas, like, I see the disrespect. I see the way they be talking about these niggas.
So I get a call after the Royce the 5'9"
interview
clips drop. It's Joel Ortiz. Yo, man, word to my mother, man. Word to my mother. Where you at, nigga? Where you at? I'm like, yo, who is this? Nah. He was in order, like, but he was upset.
I ain't say where you at.
He didn't like that, you know, it was being painted a certain way. And you said something that made me be like, oh shit, okay, yeah, nobody never asked that question. How long were y'all actually off Shady?
A year and some change.
A year and some
I wanted
change.
the answer to come from it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Being that I made the call, like, so it's not looking.
Right.
Yeah, a year and some change.
A year and some change.
Yeah.
So what was the holdup? Because this is still a thing. It's
Is it?
It shouldn't be.
It
man.
is. It is.
What's the thing? Maybe we can clarify the thing.
What tore this thing apart?
A lot of shit.
Ooh, yeah. There's levels to that answer.
That's Hands in the back, right? I think that's Brooklyn Hands. Shout out to Brooklyn Hands in the back, man.
Just torn apart before the public knew it, really.
Was it? I mean,
Absolutely.
It was.
I mean, you
No, it
talking?
was.
Yeah, it absolutely was.
It was definitely.
A lot of things happened before the public knew it.
Yeah, like shit.
If you listen
ton
to
of
the
shit, bro.
album, you can hear what happened, with all the things that were happening. We didn't go into every detail because some shit don't belong out there like
Yeah.
that. But
Right.
it was torn apart before people really knew about it. You know what I'm saying? And we were trying, I know I was trying like a motherfucker to patch everything back together. You know what I mean? And I stopped because it started looking like I needed Slaughterhouse to people.
I just gotta say this. It's really crazy how this whole Slaughterhouse shit ended up, bro. Like, this shit is just so disappointing. Like, these niggas was like, these niggas was them guys, man. When they were together and doing their thing, bro, this shit is just sad, bro.
You know what I mean?
I disagree with that perception.
Well, but that it existed.
But I understand how you could feel that way.
No, people were like, yo, you're trying to put together the group because y'all need it more than they need it. No, I don't need Slaughterhouse. I was doing my thing way before I even jumped into Slaughterhouse.
I never looked at it that
I
way,
met
though.
this man on the cover of XXL, the first freshman cover. That's where I met him at.
Yep.
We weren't in Slaughterhouse, but we was on the cover of the biggest magazine in the fucking world, hip-hop magazine in the world at the time.
Well, one of them, yeah.
Yeah, no, at that time, it was bigger than the Source.
It was one of the biggest at that time. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Let's just keep it real.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah, let's just keep it real,
It was
son.
one of them. It was one of them.
Okay,
Let's
it
just
was
keep
one of
real.
them, and we were there.
Yeah, we were there.
No,
Without
facts.
Slaughterhouse.
And we belonged.
You, Lupe,
And that was my second time being on the cover of XXL. My second time.
The other time was Suge and
So it's like, yo, I had a career before this, and I'll have a career after this, but it's getting painted like this is all we have, and we're trying desperately to put this together.
Wouldn't that be the reasons to ignore those voices because you know better? Because you know that there's no weight in people saying that shit? There's no weight in that.
Well, not everybody is.
And you got receipts.
I got hella receipts,
That
but I'm
shit
saying
don't hold no water.
But not everybody knows my discography. Not everybody knows, you know what I mean? When Royce sit here and he speaks, or when Joe sit in his couch and he speaks, some of those people listening to what they're saying hold what they're saying, you know, to be truths, and some of those people don't know.
Well, let's dispel the mistruths.
Yeah, I mean, that was one of them. Like, yo, I didn't try to put the shit together. I was trying to do it for the culture. I felt like if we did 2 or 3 more albums, we'd be in a different conversation in the history books.
That's a fact.
That's how I felt.
Yeah,
I
that's a
agree.
fact.
You know what I'm saying? And I was trying to get to that end goal. But, you know, It didn't work out like that.
There was $1 million on the table.
More than $1 million.
More than $1 million.
Yeah.
What
But that was kind of my call to bluff. We've been sitting around for a year and a half off of Shady. I never wanted to leave Shady. I never wanted to leave Shady.
There's a sacrifice there. Like we all Joe didn't want to be on Shady anymore.
right.
So all right, cool. All right, we out, right?
Right.
All right, because when we get off Shady, then it's on, right? We got off, and nothing happened.
Nothing happened. And it's like, yo, to me,
This shit. This nigga Joe Buttons, bro. He was probably the only nigga in the group, because I don't see Royce trying to get off Shady. Like, I don't see Roy, like, and they both just said they wasn't really trying to get off Shady. Buttons was the only nigga trying to get off Shady. And then that Buttons and Eminem shit started because he wanted to start talking shit about him on his podcast. Eminem wasn't talking nothing about this nigga, bro. Such a flop, bro. This nigga Joe Buttons, bro.
we signed our contract the same day Yellow Wolf signed his. Same day. Yellow Wolf did his 3 albums. He out. Independent, packing buildings, doing his thing. If Slaughterhouse delivers those 3 albums, it's a whole nother ball game.
Yeah, a whole nother conversation.
And it don't take a while. Man, we did the first album in 6 days. You see what I'm
6
saying?
days.
6 days.
6 days, bro.
Crazy.
We did the first Slaughterhouse album on E1 in 6 days.
It was an assembly line. We always said that. It was just producers coming in. We just smack it out.
It's like it's 4 of us.
It's not
The
tough.
workload is very light.
Facts.
So it doesn't make sense to not go in here, do what we do, allow the Shady machine to do whatever it does for our brand, get off, start Slaughterhouse Records, start putting our little homies on. These are my dreams
Right.
of being on the team. You know what I'm saying? And once I woke up and realized that that wasn't going to happen 10 years after we dropped our last official album, after 10 years, the fuck are we doing here?
Yeah.
So you call the bluff.
Call the bluff. Here goes the deal. Yo, Joe, some people don't like you in that system over there, so I'm getting a deal in this system where they can't block you. You see what I'm saying?
He said that the details was never presented to him.
Well, he never called me. He would never get on the phone with me. He didn't have enough.
Another problem with this whole situation, well, I think was one of the problems in this situation, communication. There was a lack of communication on probably all parties, but probably mostly on Joe Budden's part, because like he just said, he ain't call him.
Enough respect to pick up the phone.
You don't see how you don't get that, y'all ain't get that energy of how they view motherfuckers?
Yeah,
Like-
I did.
You know what I'm saying? You
They
sharp.
They kind of, especially Joe. I don't know about Royce, but maybe for Royce too. They feel like they better than these niggas. Deadass, that's all it is. Like, they just feel like I'm Joe Buttons, I'm here, nigga, and you down there somewhere. Like, you're beneath me type shit. Like, this nigga's insane, bro.
You know what I'm saying? You see where the respect level was at.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's like,
No, because I don't really.
Okay, so
there might be
energy, though.
disrespects that I didn't notice.
no, just energies though.
Right.
Conversations, like things that said that might make it seem like, well, we're up here and they're over there, right? Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
I didn't.
it was a lot of
There
condescending
was a lot
shit.
of that though.
And but
Condescending
here's the
comments,
thing,
man.
though.
But
Here's the thing.
I would see stuff like that maybe from the same people who would think that he didn't have a resume or he needed Slaughterhouse. Like, these are the voices you're not supposed to listen to. These
We
are
talking about
uneducated-
within the group.
Yeah.
Within the group.
Yeah.
I never-
So when
we
Joe
talking
said
about-
he was bigger than that,
Yes.
Yeah.
he meant that he was bigger than trying to tear y'all down for any type of
Clout.
clout
check.
or fame.
We'll put it this way. If us 4 right here started a group together and we was in the trenches together, I come with a deal put it on the table. And Royce is calling me for Joe. Well, here's Joe's concerns. Okay, cool. Tell Joe to call me, and we'll figure it out. And he don't never place the phone call. Weeks go by, and you don't never pick up the phone. And then Royce calls me again, and now I'm at the point where I'm feeling like you the middleman between me and Joe. And I'm like, yo, that's enabling the disrespect. You just tell Joe, I'm not calling Crook. You call him. And then after we put out the album, we found out the reason he wouldn't pick up the phone. Crook's always coming around with deals. I ain't talking to Crook. That's disrespect. That's what he said out of his own mouth.
Bro.
That's disrespectful. I'm not calling your manager. I didn't start the group with your manager. I'm calling you. You got a problem with it? What is the problem? Let's talk about it. But if you're not gonna pick up the phone, then you don't respect me. You don't respect me because I'm not gonna leave nobody hanging like that. Anybody I respect, I'm never gonna leave them hanging like that. Especially if I'm publicly saying, yo, this is a brotherhood. What kind of brotherhood is that? It's just facts, bro.
Yeah, that nasty ass narrative about a bag, that was nasty, bro. They know that. They know that because they was next to us for too long to know everybody got money. Really? That was where y'all went? We did it for a bag? Why would we do that?
Yeah, and it was like, it's just certain little things, man. And, you know, we just gonna speak freely on this topic, and then, you know, we gonna dead this shit. Because really, we made that album to close the chapter. You know what I mean? And move forward. But there was things said, you know. I think on this show is when, you know, Roy said we made the most money in our lives standing next to Joe. And how can you make the most money in your life splitting it 4 ways? What do you think about me if you think that that was the most money that I ever made? Not to say that money
How much
is something,
was it?
but you thought that was the most money that I ever made? Then
much
how are
was
you
it?
viewing me? It wasn't much. We were splitting money. We were getting jerked by a lot of deals that we were in. You know what I'm saying?
Prior to
Yeah, like any, you know, merch deal wasn't much money. By the way, I brought a merch deal to the table that was worth triple. They passed on it. So it became a pattern.
yeah.
Like, oh, you don't respect me when I bring something to the table. That's what it is. You see what I'm saying?
It has
What
to
of
be.
this mysterious involvement? Well, not mysterious, but Tony.
Tony is a great businessman. And I'm glad you brought up Tony because
Right.
I want to give Tony all the flowers. He's a great businessman. He's one of the hottest execs in music right now. If I ran off a list of the people that he's working with, it's everybody on the Billboard charts. He is a great businessman. You see what I'm saying? And
Did he have bad situations?
well,
with
if
other
he, had
group members?
he had a bad situation, then tell me this. Why did Keno, Royce's manager, text Tony, thank you for your involvement in the allegory. We got the Grammy nomination. This is a team win. That's what he texted him. The allegory. So it seems kind of wild to me when I see somebody saying, yo, this, Tony that. And it's like, yo, y'all just thanked him for his participation.
It's crazy, bro. Cause like we're never like you could make a documentary about this shit, bro. Like for real, son. We're never gonna get like the full real picture of what happened, bro. Cause like Joe Budden's got a version, Roy's got a version, these two niggas got their own versions. But I see certain things like when you was talking about the disrespect, the things that I seen from Joe and Royce talking about them niggas, like I see the disrespect. I see the way they be talking about these niggas. Like this shit is crazy, bro. Crazy. It is what it is, my nigga.